Hello friends, I am Dr. Amit Gangwal, Associate Professor at SVKM's Institute of Pharmacy, Dhule. In this video, I will talk about the achievements of Intel from viewpoint of applications of AI in clinical practices. In earlier video, we have discussed about the applications of AI by Exscientia and in silico medicine to leading AI firms in the world. Without further ado, we proceed for this video. So in this video, logos, infographics and content have been taken from the website of Intel. We don't have any claims on intellectual property rights of these companies, and we don't have any claims on logos and their findings. This is the video for educational purpose. We are thankful to Intel for doing wonderful work using AI. So we all know AI has a subset of deep machine learning, and the machine learning subset or subtype is deep learning. And we all know deep learning is being leveraged for image identification, natural language processing, object identification, and in drug discovery point of view, it is also being used through autoencoder, and generative models are being used for drug discovery. So in this image, company has very beautifully has shown how image is identified by the deep learning model. So we know that deep learning is a type of neural network, and deep learning has hidden layers, so it is called deep neural network. Initial layers are input layer, in between input layer there are hidden layer, and finally there is output layer. So initial layers of initial hidden layer extract the features which are easy to understand, like edges and boundaries and distance between edges and curve areas. Subsequent hidden layers identify and capture more meaningful and more correlated feature from the image of the cat, dog or other objects based on pixels and other features through, if we talk about, through convolutional neural network. This is how model learn to identify images and differentiate between different images. This is how model is trained for prediction or classification. Low level features are extracted first, then mid level features are extracted, finally high level features are extracted, and model is trained in this manner. This is different subject, but I have taken image from Intel, so I explain you how deep learning does the work. So few problems are there. Solutions for these problems have been given by Intel using high speed GPU enabled processors, because in machine learning work we need high speed graphics processing unit enabled softwares and parallel processing uh, computers. So the problem is diagnostic imaging, that is imaging, medical imaging, thyroid detection in ultrasound. So for example, as per the information given on the website of the Intel, China has too few skilled radiologists to help a population of 1.3 billion people. To worsen the problem, the nation's 80,000 radiologists spend most of their time looking at regular images, leading to late diagnosis for the abnormal or not so common cases. What they want to say, 80,000 experts of medical imaging are busy in viewing, interpreting, and analyzing the images. So this delay is unwanted, but it is not intentional. So this delay is difficult to accept by the patients, and it further delay the treatment. So what is the solution given by Intel for this problem? An AI-based answer running on Intel Xenon processors has been commercially positioned in numerous hospitals. A system has been placed in various hospitals in the China which are having Intel Xeon processors. High-speed processors are there with AI algorithms and AI platforms, including one of the top 10 facilities in China, and has already identified abnormal thyroid nodules in over 5,000 patients. It is estimated that at full deployment, this solution could shift 70% of the preliminary screening workload to less experienced clinicians. So it is like layer by layer exposure of the patient to the doctor. So initial screening will be done by medical imaging AI algorithms. Then only severe cases will be sent to the human experts. This allows the knowledgeable clinicians to emphasize on the more thought-provoking cases, increasing their job fulfillment. The average correctness was about 75% for clinicians, while the latest AI program approached 85% accuracy. You see the importance of AI. Second problem is tumor detection in large medical images. 2D and 3-dimensional medical datasets are huge and growing bulkier day by day. We all know huge amount of data is being generated every day in every part of the world. With conservative systems, clinicians regularly need to break the datasets down into patches and then work with small batch size, even though they achieve better accuracy when they use whole images. What is the solution given by Intel? With AI and the greater memory available on Intel Xeon processor based system compared to GPU, investigators can work with whole images and use deep learning to train models to spot brain tumor in only hours compared to days. So high speed processors are giving power to the experts to see entire image in a single stretch and decide the result or the output in hours compared to days. See the beauty of AI. And so these tech companies are doing wonderful job in biology as well using their AI experts. So another is high content screening in drug discovery. See, they are also in drug discovery. In the drug discovery process, researchers need to look at millions of images for hundreds of thousands of molecules. So after giving treatment through drug-like candidate, various samples, scans have to be taken through machines. Those scans or medical images have to be studied before going further in clinical setup. So it takes time. So adding to this challenge, high content cellular microscopy data is large in size and it is generally cost prohibitive to manually label all images. What is the solution given by Intel? Artificial intelligence decreases the time compulsory for high content screening analysis by using multi-scale convolutional neural network. This CNN is utilized for identifying images of any type. With AI, the network discovers features by itself. So we all know deep learning is basically unsupervised type of machine learning, or it is basically used for unsupervised machine learning problem. For example, sending emails to spam or other junk type of folder in Gmail or other email providers. So it is basically based on the content in your email body. Then it decides whether it is spam or regular email. So it is a task of unsupervised machine learning. So with AI, the network discovers features by itself without taking the time of human experts. Disease risk prediction using genetic variant data. Genomic data is beneficial for forecasting disease risk compared to clinical data alone. Furthermore, it allows to develop fine-grained categories of disease to personalize the diagnosis. So Intel established a deep learning model that was able to achieve 85% correctness on disease risk prediction. It was able to properly identify 23 subjects at risk for cardiovascular ailments that were not detected by classical statistical tools. So with this, we finish the AI driven success of Intel. So what is the takeaway? Takeaway is that medical imaging are a huge segment of health sector and huge amount of data is being collected. So even if doctors are expert, but they don't have time to do these analysis of images. So AI driven platforms are doing very wonderful. Recently I came across the news that Lenovo also developing some type of algorithm and platform which is ready to use, and they increase the expertise of humans, I mean the doctors, to decide in a faster manner what is the treatment. So the importance of this AI in medical imaging investigation is that it saves the time of doctor and patient. So sometime even much before the disease starts in the patient, he will come to know, she will come to know that after 3 years I may have so and so disorder. So earlier detection gives sufficient time to the patient or a patient to be who can become victim of the disorder to take appropriate decision to stop or to check the ongoing disease type of pathways or progress in his body. So with this we finish the video on early fruits of AI. This time we have seen the Intel company. Thank you very much.